Hello students, today we're going to talk about using the adjustment brush and also split tone editing in RAW. And again, as before, I'm using a JPEG. I'm going to right click and open in Camera Raw. I want to actually resave this image as a DNG file. I'm going to call it Camera Raw 3 after, so that way I'm not overwriting the file that I'm on. It's going to give us a RAW file. I hit cancel and I go and open up that file, the DNG. If you'll notice when I zoom out here, I have both a DNG and I have a JPEG file. I want to go ahead, double click and open that DNG file. It will open directly into RAW. It opens Photoshop as well. Okay, so now what I want to do is I actually want to go up into this top menu here, and notice that once I click this, it gets rid of that menu that's there. And so I'm going to add a new adjustment layer. I'm going to get rid of this show pins on here. And what I want to do is I want to decide, basically this is kind of like a dodge and burn in RAW. And so I want to decide, do I want to make my picture a little lighter or darker? Do I want to increase or decrease the brightness? Increase the contrast? Decrease saturation a little bit? Clarity, remember this might sharpen my photo a little bit as well as the sharpness. And I can decide whether or not I want to, have a color on here. So I'm actually going to preset that back. I want to go and move these back in that direction. Increase contrast, increase saturation, increase my clarity. And now using my bracket tools, I can increase or decrease the size of my brush. And I can actually brush on here. I can decide the size of my brush here as well. I can decide if I want it to kind of feather or soften out, and notice that those dotted lines kind of move out a little bit further. The flow, how do I want it to, how far do I want it to kind of move and flow to what I'm doing, okay, and how intense do I want that brush to look. So right now I have brightened up my picture. Actually, I'm going to move that exposure down just a little bit. And I'm kind of painting a little bit darker, a little bit more contrast onto my image. Now if I want to hit show mask, I can see where I've actually painted on top of. So if there's a part that I'm missing or want to kind of take off, I can do that. I can also hit clear all, which will take everything back off. So I'm going to show my mask again here, and I want to decrease my exposure a little bit on here and a little bit more in the woods in that particular area. When I click off show mask, that's the areas that I have painted on the particular elements that I've given. So, and from what I've done there, you can see if I adjust any brightness or contrast, it's only adjusting in those particular areas, which is nice. So if you just want to kind of highlight a specific area that you want to strengthen or brighten or sharpen, you can do that. So that is the adjustment brush. I'm going to go back to clicking on the hand tool over here to get us back to our main set of menus. And I'm going to go over to split toning. And what this allows you to do is split the highlights and the shadows based on how you want the hue and the saturation to kind of build based on those particular tones. And you can see just I've picked a yellow because that seems to be a warm color here. If I want to warm up my picture, I can also warm up those shadows a bit too and increase the saturation there. Now, too much and that gives it kind of a faded photo look. Okay, but I'm going to bring that back down. So again, very much like white balance, some of these changes with the adjustment brush and the split toning are very subjective. So it depends on what you like and what you see. Now please remember, I can either hit save image and just save over top of the name I've given it already. I can hit done, which will also save it, which is what we're going to do. If I hit cancel, it will not save any of the edits that I made. If I hit open image, it will open into Photoshop if I wanted to do further Photoshop edits, but it would save all the things that we did here in the RAW editor. So I'm just going to hit done, bring back up my browse and bridge, and zoom in on my before. so that you can see that before it still is a rather nice image, but after I have it just a little bit warmer. So my before is a little bit cooler, looks almost like the white balance might be a little cool, and I've warmed up my image with the adjustment and split toning. I suggest that you find an outdoor image or something that has more than just a person or one thing on it to kind of get a good feel for what the adjustment brush can do. So a landscape picture would work well. Please make sure you also edit my picture as well. Good luck!